Welcome then to Canada for round number 2 of the Formula X1 Racing the World Series, as we get set to go green for the second race of the season. Out there at Bahrain last time, it was Joey Cristobal for Red Bull capturing the win, and you can see the session info for Canada for this race: 20 entries, 16 laps, pit window 5 to 7 laps, and you can see the top 3 in practice led by Haas, and then the Red Bull and the Ferrari, Zane Davidson, Brock Serikov. And then we have a Mercedes on pole for today's race, Damien Fisher in the 44. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get you down to the grid for the starting commands.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the commands have been given. Engines fired up down there on the pit lane. So, what a wonderful race it was out there at the Bahrain International Circuit, and it should be an even more exciting race today in Canada. Unlike the Bahrain circuit, this track in particular, there's a lot more passing opportunities, I should say, for these drivers. So we should see a lot of overtaking and hopefully a really decent race on our hands. And as the season progresses, I say these first, 4 or 5 races, we should see these drivers get more comfortable in their car, and we should see who is the driver to look out for, who will be contending in and out, week in and out. So far, Red Bull and Mercedes, they've been a really fast racing team so far, as do the Ferraris quietly there. So respectfully, Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, no surprise there, but a lot of other teams have plenty of time to get up to the speeds of these bigger team, I guess you could say. I don't really base the ratings off of teams IRL, I just do it based off of drivers and their experience so far in this league. There's Joey Cristobal starting a bit further back on the grid though, so it'll be a tough challenge for Cristobal in that Red Bull to get up to the front and race with these leaders for the race win. And there is the pace car off now onto pit road. Red Bull, Mercedes on the front row. We're green and racing, and it's lights out, and away we go at Canada, and already into the first corner. Mercedes with the early lead contact. One car nearly getting sent into that outside wall right there. I believe that was one of the Red Bulls, as here comes Chase Chris in the 31 for Renault. Brock Serikov in the 33 for Red Bull, racing really close to each other. Up the hill they go. And a brilliant start to this race. So far into this really tight S corner right here, I guess you could say, and this in another corner, really big passing opportunity. One car off onto the grass, just a little bit right there. That was one of the Ferrari cars, and so far it is Damien Fisher in the Mercedes, his teammate Nathan Norman, P2. Then you have one of the Red Bull, the Renault, Chase Chris, now to the inside for the fast underneath Red Bull. Renault side-by-side contact between Red Bull and Renault cars. That's Brock Serikov in the Red Bull. Oh no, and off the track into the wall he goes. And a big, oh no, and more drivers going to get collected. One of the Alpha cars, and it's in the back of the field. There has been no safety car for that. Wow, okay. But a really big off into the corner, and now Lawson tried to hold his own over the Red Bull right there. But first lap, and we've had so much action already, and drama for the 33 Red Bull, as he is now in the back of the grid. And now we have Mercedes running 1 and 2. What a first lap that was. That was wild. Still got a couple guys racing side by side. A bit. Levi Hatley in the 7. And Austin Rogers battling side by side. Near contact right there. And a brilliant pass right there. And through the S's. Really dangerous corner. We're going to have to keep an eye on that corner. Let's go back though and see what happened to the Red Bull. Right there, there's a first contact between him and Chase Chris in the 31. Chris kind of drove it a bit wide right there, and then trying to keep it on the track. Another contact, as I'm sure the officials will be looking at this. And look at that! What a very dangerous place to be making contact. As you saw that Chase Chris nearly got into that safety barrier, and that would have been awful, just absolutely awful. And see right here, the Red Bull just ran out of room into the tire barriers, but look at the air that car got underneath. But he was able to continue going. Zane Davidson just easing right there. Zane Davidson nearly flew into the air right there. Not sure if they need to worry about that, but big problems for Red Bull and Sarakov. And then you can see one of the Alpha cars, that is Nikita Yakolev, or Yakolev. I'll have to work on the names. But maybe some front end wing damage right there. One of the McLarens also got held up. Another look right here. See Chase Chris makes a move for the overtake. And let's see. It was basically on the red and white right there. So I wouldn't really recommend making a pass in this corner. But he did make the pass, unfortunately, with some contact. Right there again with the Red Bull. So that is twice they made contact, maybe a third time right there. And then coming out of this corner, I don't think that they made contact. See right there, Chase Chris was absolutely sideways trying to avoid the sand barrier right there. I believe it's water in that barrel. And then into the tire wall right there for the Red Bull. Phenomenal job by most of these guys to avoid, but not so much for Nikita right there, riding on board with Sarakov. Oh man, it just looks like Chase Chris got into the barrier, but he didn't, thankfully, and then you can see the contact.
Fuck's sake. Mate, why did these guys... Mate, is this fucking guy blind?
Sarakov absolutely frustrated on the radio. On board now with Chase Chris from Renault. Oh my god, he was basically staring at that barrier directly in the face of everyone. And so, no caution for that. No pace or no safety car as the Mercedes 1 and 2, Nathan Orman, Ramian Fisher, long time racers over on the Cup side of things, or only for the stock cars. Then you have Renault running 2nd and 3rd, so Renault having a really good run. There's last race's winner, Joey Cristobal, making his way up to the front. Zane Davidson, a really bad corner, gets off into the grass just a little bit. That really takes away a lot of speed from that car. Jonathan Lawson now back up on his teammate, going to try and, well, not really bumper, there's no bumper there, but trying to make a move with his teammate, but thought better of it right there. As I mentioned, that corner's not really the... Oh, and we have a yellow flag. Yellow flag is on the track. And that is going to bring out his safety car for sure. So somewhere someone has gotten off track or something. Maybe, not sure when the yellow came out exactly, but it's gonna be most of these guys. It may have been Nick Smith in the 8-4 Haas. Right then, so let's go back and see what brought out the safety car. Oh, a pass right here in the final corner. Nick Smith racing side by side with one of the Williams, didn't really make contact, just kind of went off into the grass and into the barriers right there, right in front of the field. So they had to bring out the safety car for that, but still, not sure why there wasn't a safety car for the 33, and Smith just ran out of room. It's really not quite fond of, or not accustomed to open wheel racing. He's a defending Cup champion, but tough break for Nick Smith right there in the 8 machine for Haas. It has been a wild opener here at Canada so far. going to have to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back. Welcome back then to Canada for the Formula FX1 series, as we're looking at what was the race off of pit lane for these drivers, and Mercedes not get their drivers out front. Instead, there was the Red Bull of Joey Cristobal with a brilliant pit stop. They find themselves as now the race leaders, leading over Nathan Allman, Raymond Fisher, who lost 2 spots down on pit road, and unfortunate for him, he's going to roll off third this time. With the Renault cars mentioned before, penalties are extremely strict for the FX1 series due to them going so fast, and of course it being open wheel. Jack Rutline on pit road for Williams. But here we are, going to give this one more go again, and we'll wait for the signal for them to go back green. And there it is! We're racing once again, and it's a brilliant start by last race's winner, Joey Cristobal for Red Bull. Jonathan Lawson for Renault challenging for third place, and nearly getting off the track right there, getting racy now is Bentley Schaefer now for Racing Point. That pink and white car trying to go around Lawson in a brilliant pass right there. Lawson's car is extremely slick, but oh no, then the Racing Point car, Bentley Schaefer, is going to go off into the grasses. I just said Bentley is Bentley Schaefer, but a mistake right there is going to cost them a couple of positions. 3 cars under a blanket right there, led by Fisher, and there's Jonathan Lawson, and the Haas, of course, as Joey Cristobal trying to get 2 in a row. About 10 laps to go now at the line, still plenty of racing left, and if they do stay green, I'm sure they're going to have to come in for at least one more stop. So Williams is still in their box, not sure what happened there. It's Nikita Yokolev to go on board with the top 26. A lot of drivers seem to get into the grass, into the dirt right there. Kicks up a lot of smoke and dust into the air. Not really good for these drivers. There's Brock Sarikov. Disappointing start to the race for them. A good corner right there, as well as Fisher may be challenging, or actually Jonathan Lawson was able to get by Fisher full position as got a Red Bull and a Williams side by side, as Semenowski makes a pass on the Red Bull. There's Austin Rogers and others back here. 4 drivers under the blankets right on board with those Carpentier. I believe I've been saying this name. Is it Alfa Romeo? Is that how you pronounce it? I just thought I'd do series, of course, why not? But most of these guys, Sigfall, have the McLarens, have a really slow start to the season for McLaren, as did not have a good showing at the Bahrain International Circuit. Not really good showing here in Canada either. I'll have to try again as we head to Texas to race at Circuit of the Americas for round 3, I believe it's at Circuit of the Americas. Really calm race so far, after that restart at least. Shizek, I believe is how you pronounce his name, and one of the McLarens trying to make a move. Gained a lot of ground on these 2 that he's racing with right there. Nearly contact, Jesus. That would have been horrible right there. Nick Smith also getting a bit racy with Nikita Yokolev. Oh, we have a car off into the grass, into the sun traps, and it's Chase Chris for the Renault. For the Renault Racing Team and he's stuck in on the pit lane. He goes. There is no safety car, but Chase Chris is out of it. What has happened to the 31? And you heard the crowd cheering for contact with the Red Bull. How quite unfortunate that is. That is a bit of karma right there, if you ask me. I'm not sure, but he was racing with the Red Bull of. That's actually the 33 of Parag Sarikov. So I wonder if that was payback, because that is, I can't believe it. Off into the tire barriers, and that basically just ended their day. If you remember the first contact, you can see it right there, on into that inside wall, but I'm on board here with Chase Chris. Not a corner I would try passing it. I don't know if he was just trying to hurry and get around the 33, because 33, they kind of wanted, they were extremely upset on the radio after that first contact on lap 1. Zayden Davidson getting into the dirt a little bit right here. Not a good corner for Davidson. He's been on a roll in the league as of late, winning 3 straight openers, excluding F1, however. Or, I could have been wrong about that whole 3 straight opener thing. I forgot about the FX1 series. He did not win the opener at Bahrain, but did win a Daytona 500. He won the IndyCar series opener at St. Petersburg. Not too long ago, won the Red Bull opener at Adelaide. As Joey Cristobal is just completely checked out of this race. He is currently over almost 2.5 seconds ahead of the field, ahead of second place at least. Nathan Orman. So Joey Cristobal may be one of the favorites, one of the early season favorites to win a championship, but a lot could happen from here on to finale. So, one of the Ferraris on pit road, that is Dylan Abrahamian. Finished runner-up in the Red Bull race out at Adelaide. Side-by-side battle right here. One of the McLarens against the Racing Point car. That is Brishasek, 55, and he's going to make the pass. Brilliant pass right there. Very clean. There's Nick Smith. Nick Smith nearly getting off. Once again, he's just starting to be accustomed to these cars. It looks like this style of racing. These cars are the fastest any one of these drivers have driven. So, it's Carpentier and the 88 behind side by side right there. We are finally entering the closing laps of this race. Next time, Baez, what a pass right here by Dallas Carpentier, makes a pass and he's up in another position. That corner seems to really catch a lot of these guys off guard. Samir Bakari and others back here on the kind of blanket racing with each other. Don't make a pass right here. Don't want to get that corner side by side. There's the Haas of Nick Smith right there trying so desperately, and 2 cars off again. Amir Bakari caught. That's going to bring out a caution flag immediately as the pace car, lights are on the pace car. And that is going to bring out another safety car. Second of the day. Joey Cristobal, not what he wanted to see, I'm quite sure, but 2 drivers simultaneously getting off into the tire barriers right there. Don't usually see that, but Joey Cristobal is going to come around and take the yellow. I'm sure there's going to be pit stops during this brief moment of caution, so that's going to round these guys up all once again. And not sure what's happening right there with Jack Cockline. Maybe around the car. I think something's wrong with the car. Tough break for him, but I was going to go back to this incident we saw live. One of the Racing Point drivers, another Alpha car back there going around right in front of one of the McLarens, who gets into both drivers actually, and then a Williams car right there. Another look at it, just guys overshooting this corner, trying to get to the line first, trying to set themselves up for one of the corners ahead. And the heavy contact right there, that's the biggest crash we've seen so far, I do believe. One with Nikita Yakovlev. I've been saying the name wrong. Oof, man, I wanted that with this really big hit right there. But we're going to take another quick break. You're watching the FX1 series at Canada. Welcome back then to Canadian Grand Prix, round number 2 of the Formula X1 series. It's been quite an interesting race so far. Getting set to go back green, and So some of these guys pitted, and well, some of them stayed out. So a play of strategies, it looks like, is going to come down to when they do take the green flag. It'll be 2 laps to go. So green and white checkers situation, stock car racing style. Joey Cristobal trying to go 2 in a row, trying to win the first 2 races of the Formula X1 series. And what a drive they've had so far today. But here we go. The crowd is on their feet. This is the final restart of the race. Joey Cristobal and Red Bull leads us back to green. Early race, a lot of passing opportunities. What will the Mercedes do? Nathan Allman trying to win it for Mercedes. He's going to have to get past a very fast 23 of Joey Cristobal. He's also getting pressured from the Renault. Fisher, his teammate, continued to lose spots on pit road, trying to make up for it on this restart. Really big passing opportunity right there, and Nathan Allman a really bad corner, but so did the Renault behind him, so that's going to keep that 23 even further out front. Joey Cristobal trying to get 2 in a row for Red Bull as the Renault goes side by side. Here we go. Jonathan Lawson side by side with Nathan Allman, and they make contact. And off track they go and into the safer barriers. 2nd and 3rd place out of contention of the race. Drivers going that pit road out of fuel. Some guys are reporting running out of fuel. And the race leader has also pitted. That puts Fisher. Fisher is your race leader in the Mercedes. A bunch of drivers. Oh, we got a car in the tire barrier. Just Jonathan Lawson, who was just running 3rd place. Damien Fisher for Mercedes is your race leader. Sam Oskin for Williams, 2nd place. Zane Davidson for Ferrari, 3rd place. On the final lap of the race, drama has continued to rise in this Canadian Grand Prix. Half a lap to go for Raymond Fisher and the Mercedes. Your race leaders have all wrecked out of the race or pitted down pit road. As we saw with the race leader, that was Joey Cristobal. But into the final corner, Raymond Fisher, first career win, steals it away and wins the Canadian Grand Prix. Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable finish to this race. Raymond Fisher for Red Bull, who started on the pole, also captures his first career Grand Prix win. Mercedes goes to victory lane in a phenomenal victory. A last lap pass. Williams gets 2nd with Sam Oskin. How about that? Sam Oskin actually drives for Fisher over on the cup side of things. That makes this victory really cool as well. And then Zayden Davidson a podium for this race. I believe he also finished 3rd at the Bahrain Grand Prix, and he is just now run out of fuel. I cannot believe it. What a final lap. There's Joey Cristobal in the Red Bull, who did not actually run out of fuel. Instead, I believe he got black flagged for, got some sort of time penalty for cutting the track. We didn't see it because we were looking at everyone else. But wow, speechless. That is the only thing I can say for what we have just witnessed. Oh my goodness, I'm sure Fisher cannot believe it himself. Joey, not sure what happened to Zay Davidson. Not sure what's happened here, but he's trying to reverse it. Okay, he's got in reverse. Now he's trying to drive again. Not sure what's going on with the car right there for Zay Davidson, but we're going to get you to the official standings and then take a look at that replay, because have you ever seen anything like it? I don't think so. I for certain have not. Raymond Fisher captures the win. Sam Oskin, Zane Davidson, that is your top 3 drivers who will earn podium trophies. Austin Rogers, great run for him. Carpentier, Nick Smith battles back to his 6th place finish. Hatley, Clay, Bush 2nd, Dylan Ibrahimi running out your top 10. Bakari and Cristobal. Cristobal ends up 12th after all. So we're going to go back to the replay. This is second and third place coming to the white flag. So we have the Renault and we have one of the Mercedes, and that may be a penalty on the Renault right there as he gets into the Mercedes. That is Jonathan Lawson, also a really brilliant road racer. Nathan Norman then comes across and makes contact with him. A heavy contact into that wall right there. That is concrete wall, I do believe. That is a heavy hit. Then Nick Smith also goes off the course, I believe. That could have been, what's his name? I can't even remember his name. Boslav Konstantinovic for Haas, I believe that's who that was. So, racing extremely close to each other right here. We're going to get a better look at this. Yeah, there was plenty of room on the inside, so that penalty may go towards Jonathan Lawson. And we know Nathan Norman's not going to be happy about that. And then Jonathan Lawson still going up the track. You wonder if he had a flat tire. I don't know, they made contact right there with tires, and then almost a head-on crash by the Renault right there. And then look at the Haas car. He's going to split the middle. Then you can see your potential, your future race winner right there, Raymond Fisher, cutting through on the inside. He just goes right by these three drivers wrecking. And then I believe this is also where the 26-year race leader also pitted. So riding on board with Nathan Norman. Another contact may have cut the tire of the Renault right there. Sends them both into the wall. Heavy to the barriers for the Renault car of Jonathan Lawson. Riding on board now with the Renault of Jonathan Lawson. Let's see right here, race contact right there, contact right there. That's two. Third contact right there, that's three. And then right there into the safe where the tire barriers, and both their chances of winning. Riding on board now, this Boslav Konstantinovic actually makes contact with the Mercedes of Fisher, and somehow Fisher did not get a flat tire. He was able to make it all the way around and win. And then he was trying to get it, I'm not sure what's happening right there. And then this is as the drama was unfolding behind all of this. Had to serve a penalty, and that had to hurt for Joey Cristobal, who's gone for two in a row. Fisher takes a white flag. Multiple drivers just got hit with a penalty right there, and some drivers are also running out of fuel due to them not pitting. So, wow, what a finish! That is going to be it from the Canadian Grand Prix. I hope you all enjoy the race. Congratulations to Mercedes and Raymond Fisher on the win. That is going to be it. We're going to get you now down to your standings after round 2. I'm sure there'll be points penalties as the moderators talk about this in the Discord chat. If you want to join a Discord, the link is in the description. And now on to the Constructors Championship after the second round. We'll see you everyone out there at Texas. Goodbye everyone.